Shalom. This presentation is made from the website Hope and Truth. Here is a summary of the rules to determine Father Creator's annual calendar. These rules are taken and deducted from the instructions found in the Book of Enoch and the Book of Jubilees. We should recognize that the earthly cycle was 364 days before the flood and changed to 365.242 days after the flood. Father Creator's calendar is a 364-day annual cycle called the full year, comprising 12 months of 30 days and 4 additional days called intercalary days. The full year was composed of 52 weeks, that is 52 times 7 equals 364. In the modern translations, these 4 intercalary days should be translated as heads of month instead of new moon, which induces people into the error of the Babylonian lunar calendar. The 12 months are grouped in 4 divisions, comprising each 3 months of 30 days and 1 intercalary day at the head of the division. Each division totalizes 91 days, that is 1 plus 3 times 30, which forms 13 weeks. 13 times 7 equals 91 days. The 12 months of 30 days form the ordinary year of 360 ordinary days, which excludes the 4 intercalary days. Each intercalary day holds its position in the full year but is not counted in the ordinary year of 360 days. Thus, an intercalary day is never added to a month to form a 31-day month. The 4 intercalary days are added before the first month, that is, in the first division and the 4th portal, before the 4th month, that is, in the 2nd division and the 6th portal, before the 7th month, that is, in the 3rd division and the 3rd portal, and before the 10th month, that is, in the 4th division and the 1st portal of the full year. See 9.4.03 Sun's Trajectory. The fundamental rule of any valid calendar is to remain synchronized with the earthly seasons. This is the rule transmitted from Enoch, which is still applicable after the change of the earthly cycle from 364 to 365.242 days. The day of true equinox in Jerusalem, when the night equals the day of 12 hours, in March, is always the pivotal day of the year because from it we determine the last day of the annual calendar cycle. See 9.4.2 Jerusalem Equinox. The day after the equinox is the first day of the annual calendar cycle. The first day of the new year is the first intercalary day in the 1st division and the 4th portal. This intercalary day immediately follows the March Jerusalem Equinox. See 9.3.2 Intercalary Day. To fill the gap between the 364th day of the calendar and the next day of equinox in Jerusalem in the current earthly cycle of 365.242 days, we must add the necessary number of Epagomenen days because it is the equinox day, which marks the end of the annual cycle. In any case, this day of equinox is the last Epagomenen day of the previous cycle and serves as the last day of the annual cycle of the calendar. When the earthly cycle was exactly 364 days, the last day of the 12th month, that is, 30th day, was always the day of the March equinox in Jerusalem. Thus, the calendar and the earthly cycle were perfectly concomitant before the flood. After the flood, in the earthly cycle changed to 365.242 days, the day of the March equinox always sets the end and the beginning of the calendar cycle, regardless of the day of the week. Indeed, in contrast to the ancient 364-day cycle, the day of equinox does not fall anymore on a fixed day of the week. Consequently, the annual calendar does not begin on a fixed day of the week, as it did before the flood on Sunday, There is no instruction found in the book of Enoch nor in the book of Jubilees that sets the beginning of the calendar on a particular day of the week, nor on the fourth day, that is Wednesday, when the sun was created. The correct etymological definition of an equinox describes a day where the direct sunlight period is equal to the night period. The sunlit period occurs between sunrise and sunset. See 9.1, the day. Thus, the night includes the twilights and total darkness. The so-called world equatorial equinox is defined as the instant when the sun crosses the ecliptic earthly equator. That phenomenon is simply not an equinox because at that instant the day is not equal to the night, not at the equator, nor at any other place on the planet. See 9.4.01 equinox definition.